All over the world, people are searching for a place to call home. And for many, Ireland has become just that, home away from home. 1 in 10 of us weren't born here. Yet it's home to him, and her, and them. But what makes a person up sticks and move hundreds or even thousands of miles? Like Hamilton Niculescu, who left his hometown in Romania to work as a cleaner in Ireland, and then set up his own wedding photography business in Dublin. Now I'm going back to his hometown to visit our newest EU neighbours. I'm going to drink some wine with his granny, have a feast with his mum, and meet all those beautiful Transylvanian brides he left behind.
Sometimes you have to go very far afield to find the true meaning of home. So it's a typical weekend in Dublin and someone on the street is getting married. And on this occasion, it's a Romanian girl who lives here who's the bride. But it isn't the bride I'm interested in, it's the guy making her video I want to meet.
There are about 30,000 Romanians living in Ireland, and since Romania joined the EU last year, life has been very different for people like Hamilton Niculescu, an IT graduate who came to Dublin 4.5 years ago on a work permit as a cleaner.
So what's going on? Is this a Romanian wedding?
Yeah, it is a Romanian traditional wedding, yeah.
And is it only Romanian people that you're filming getting married?
Well, no. I started with Romanian people, like 99% they were Romanian.
Wow.
But now I've had Russians, Chinese, Nigerians.
Hey, you must be good, so.
Irish.
The word is spreading.
Well, I hope so, yeah.
So what brought you to Ireland in the first place?
My friend. One day he sent me a text asking me, do you want to join me in Ireland? I said, Ireland, what is that?
I have to say, you know, it kind of looks like what I'd expect to see at an Irish wedding, you know.
Romanian weddings are very, very different from Irish weddings.
How do they differ?
The one special tradition there is stealing the bride.
Stealing the bride?
Stealing the bride. Some relatives of the groom, they want to steal the bride because the groom, he will have to pay them money or wine
to get her back?
To get her back.
What's this about getting stolen? Stolen? Is somebody going to steal you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Well, she knows she's going to be stealing.
You know this?
Yeah.
Are you worried?
Yeah.
Everything.
Sounds like a good party. I might go along to that myself.
Yeah.
I'm off to witness bride robbing for myself in Romania. But first, it's back to Hamilton's house in Dublin to record a message from him and from his wife Alina for his family back home. Hamilton's family home is in a place called Focșani, a city right in the heart of Romania's wine-growing region. But to get there, I have to travel first to the capital, Bucharest.
Of all our wonderful EU neighbours, the Romanians probably have the worst reputation, deservedly or not. I mean, we always think of, Roma gypsies, orphanages, and Ceausescu, the man who built this monstrosity. He spends 3.3 billion on it. It's got 1,100 rooms, 4,500 chandeliers. It's decked out in gold leaf and marble, 12 stories high. It's got a nuclear bunker. He called it the People's Palace, and the people called it the Madman's House.
Before Ceausescu demolished huge chunks of the historic city centre to build his own pet projects, Bucharest used to be known as the Little Paris of the East. The country's come a long way since its poverty-stricken communist days, and if Bucharest's billboard mania is anything to go by, then Romanians must be a nation of shoppers. In the last year or so since Romania joined the EU, Bucharest in particular has gained all the trappings of wealth and prosperity you'd associate with any other EU city.
Unlike some of their European neighbours, they already have an IKEA.
When Hamilton left his hometown to study and later work, he moved to the heart of Transylvania.
People usually associate Transylvania with Dracula, because there's a castle there, which even Romanian they call it Dracula Castle, which unfortunately is not true. Dracula never lived there, actually.
It was the Irish novelist Bram Stoker who based his character Count Dracula on Vlad the Impaler, a real-life 15th century prince. But Vlad the Impaler never lived in this castle. Apparently he spent a few nights here once, and that's about the extent of the connection.
Thanks to the vivid imagination of a Dublin man, Transylvania and Romania are able to milk the Dracula stuff for every penny it's worth.
One tourist trap.
Fokshan is where Hamilton was born and raised, but this place is equally important to him. Brasov is where he got married, it's where he studied, it's where he was working, and it's the last place he was living in Romania before moving to Ireland.
Brasov is one of the most visited places in Romania, and you can see why. It's near the mountains, so you can ski here in the winter. It has a medieval feel to it. This is where they shot most of the last Harry Potter movie. And no wonder Hamilton became a wedding photographer. I've never seen so many weddings going on simultaneously.
It's like there's a wedding plague or something. There are 7 brides right now in this park in 50 square meters getting the exact same wedding photos taken. Cheese! Merci.
Want to take a picture with us?
Yeah, can I get a picture? Say cheese, you're on Irish television.
Cheese.
Brilliant. Do you know that you might get stolen tonight?
Yes.
Are you worried about that?
Yes.
I got an invitation to the church ceremony of a Transylvanian wedding, and I've nothing to wear.
Part of the reason so many people get married here is that Brasov has some of the oldest and most beautiful churches in Romania.
Like nearly everybody else in Romania, Hamilton is Orthodox. He was married in a church in Brasov, all the trimmings, but since moving to Ireland, it seems that it's played more of an important part in his life. It's become a community for him. So I'm going to have a look.
What I do at the church, well, I'm in charge with the audio system there every Sunday. I have to take care of the microphones and the sound, mainly the sound and the power amps and all this stuff, the sound in the church during the mass. There are 2 Christian Orthodox churches in Dublin. Of course, it's a very important thing for Romanians over here, because like my wife, in the first place, she didn't want to come here to Ireland because she didn't know whether she would be able to find a church or not. But when she found out there is indeed one here, she was kind of relieved.
My priority is to have a church, to have a faith, and that's it. I don't wish something else, to have a good people around me.
Phones and earrings
church.
and what you call it, rings and shoes and dresses but apart from that, she only needs church.
I've been invited to a real Transylvanian wedding, and according to Hamilton, somewhere along the way the bride will be stolen by a guest, and the party can go on for up to 3 days.
All right, I'm stuck. The bride I met in the park, I went to where she said she was getting married, but I think I was too late and I missed her. There's brides coming out of the woodwork. I even have a picture of the one I want, but she's not here. I missed it.
Brasov is a small enough place. Maybe if I ask around, I'll find her.
Excuse me, are you going to a wedding? Is it this one? I thought that was you.
No.
So you don't know this girl? No?
Really look like her.
There's nothing for it. I'm going to have to check every venue in this town, armed only with the photo I took of my bride from the park.
You on me, are you? Wedding. is her. The bride? Congratulations.
Thank you.
No. Let's launch it. I'm looking for another wedding. This is very confusing. I thought this might be you. It's not you. You're much prettier.
I give up. Maybe my bride has already been stolen. This party looks lively enough though. Maybe I'll just stick around here. The bride is still here, but there's definitely some kind of conspiracy going on. Lots of whispering. And my guess is the bride is about to be stolen from the party. But by who? And that's it. All of a sudden, she's whisked away past me and out the door. I've already lost one bride today. This one is not getting away on me. Right, here's how it works. One of the groom's friends steals the bride. He takes her to a cafe or a bar somewhere. Then he calls the groom and strikes a deal for her return.
This is the deal.
The deal is done. The bride can now be returned.
The guys brought her back, but as a penalty they had to march her around the restaurant 10 times and bring her up to the Godfather and say, "Are you happy with the deal?" And he's like, okay. And then everybody's happy. Party goes on.
Hamilton Viorel Niculescu is a Romanian wedding photographer living in Ireland. I've spent the last few days in Brașov, the city where he worked and studied before coming to Dublin. But now I'm off to visit his granny and his mum deep in rural Romania.
What I miss most about Romania would be the mountains. The cities tend to be busier and noisier and crowdier and you name it, all the bad things that you can experience in a city. And Dublin and Bucharest was the same. So that's why from time to time when I need to disconnect, I just take my gear and go outside Dublin, like in a park or I don't know, beside a lake or something like that. Yeah, I have shots from all around Ireland, which I'm using at the moment for intros to my wedding videos. If you go to my granny's place where she lives in the countryside, it's kind of a remote village where she lives. I used to live there while I was little, so it brings a lot of memories, that place and my grandmother and the surroundings and the lifestyle there in particular.
Granny is 77. She's living in the middle of the vine district, the grape growing district. And I mean really deep. So deep that she relies on this guy to bring her water. 77, living in a little village, 4 or 5 houses, no running water. Must be some tough cookie.
Rural Romania is totally different from the cities I've seen so far. The village where Granny lives is like a place stuck in time. Hamilton warned me that his granny calls him Viorel, not Hamilton.
I'm from Irlanda? From Viorel?
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 Da.
You're Bonica?
Bonica, da.
Huh?
Poftiți.
Pleasure to meet you.
With so many young Romanians leaving the country to work abroad, it must be difficult for people like Hamilton's granny. Hamilton's just one of her grandchildren who've left Romania. And it must be very lonely for her living so far away.
Și mereu mă rog de ei, la ei, Dumnezeu. Și asta e toată treaba, ce să mai zicem. A fost cu minții. Acum îmi pare rău, s-a făcut mare și a plecat din țară și îmi pare foarte rău. Mi-e dor așa de el, să-l văd acasă, să fie acasă și el. Așa a vrut Dumnezeu să plece el, s-a gândit să plece, a zis că e mai bine acolo. Viorel, de când a fost mic, el a fost nepotul preferat al meu. A fost și primul, bineînțeles, dar l-am iubit că a fost cu minte, foarte cu minte.
I have a message for Granny all the way from Hamilton in Dublin.
Să rămână, bunica, uite, probabil că te-au nepregătite băieții ăștia care au ajuns la tine. Să știi că n-au venit să-ți fură nici găină, nici porci, nici nimica. Vor numai să fac un documentar despre mine. Eu vreau să-ți transmit sănătate, numai bine, să rămână și să ne vedem sănătoși când vii matale pe aici, că noi în România nu mai venim. Să rămână, la revedere! Nu mai venim. Să rămână, la revedere!
Revedere, Viorel, mă!
At the back of her house, Granny grows grapes. And lucky for me, she makes wine out of them.
The wine. Vino.
Aici facem vinul, aici punem struguri, dați la zdrobitor. Întâi avem un aparat.
Squash it down. Yeah.
Punem aici în piască. După aia strângem, așa. Strângem cu, avem aici niște sculi, nu pot să le scot eu pe toate acum, dar sunt aici așa. Cum să scurge vinul aici, pe aici. Punem sita, uite așa. Urgim găleată de desubt aici o găleată. Și ia cu cana și punem în butoi. Punem în butoi mereu acolo. Și asta face, așa facem vinul.
It's time for me to visit Hamilton's mum. And Granny sends me off with a big bottle of homemade wine.
Back to Ireland
Dacă mai aveți ocazii,
with the presents.
The general impression of Irish in relation to Romanian that they expect all Romanians to be gypsies. Many times I got this question, are all Romanian gypsies? And I said, where did you get that? And I said, because there are a lot of gypsies around. And I said, oh, of course there are, but that doesn't mean that we're all the same. The common perception of Irish against not only Romanians but all foreign nationals, they perceive like they came here to get their jobs, I don't know, to do all these bad things, but they don't see that actually they are responsible for the economy increase or the social diversity and all these good facts.
When's the party starting? What? When's the party gonna start?
We don't know, man.
Where's the DJ?
We have to do it. He's gone, he disappeared. I think he's in the next room, I'm not sure.
Is it?
At the moment, I think Romanians see Irish people like kind of laid-back people. They like to sit in a bar all day long and have their pint of Guinness, and if you have to do some work, okay, we'll do it, but just because we have to do it, not just because we have to work hard, you know. But I was surprised when I got here that it's not that bad.
Why is that here?
Well, that's for the light, you see? Yeah.
From the moment we leave our country, we know that it's gonna be different. How different it's gonna be, it's up to you.
The town of Foxshan is where Hamilton grew up, and this is where I've come to meet the rest of his family.
Right, I'm all cleaned up and I'm ready for Mammy, but I can't go empty-handed, and the tradition here is to bring some flowers, some wine, but flowers most importantly, and you have to bring an odd number of flowers in the bouquet because they're such romantics in Romania. The woman completes the even number because she too is a flower. What do you bring Mammy? Roses are too sort of romantic, aren't they? Floor for mama, for mother. Okay. Go first, yeah. Okay, is that uno? That's one flower. That doesn't look like one flower. That looks like loads of flowers. don't want to get this wrong. Really, this woman is feeding me.
Hamilton's mother lives in Foxshan with his older brother Christy in the apartment where they both grew up.
Niculescu, here we go, number 9. Buonasera. Eu sunt Bob, din Irlanda. Buonasera.
Hello.
Yes, I'm Bob. Hello. Mommy. For you, from Hamilton.
I'm sure that my mother will cook something very nice for you, and I'm sure you will enjoy it. She does cook very well. She's a very good cook. That's what I miss most: the Romanian food, the taste of Romanian food, and the variety of Romanian food, because you don't have plenty of choices over here, like fish and chips and sandwiches.
Well, I like fish and chips, Hamilton.
I have simple putu.
Okay. Are we going to need a bigger table, I think? Ooh. Bread. Bread goes in this. This goes on that. That goes on this.
Degustați, serviți. Serviți că nu vă ridicați de la masă, spune. Nu vă ridicați de la masă până nu mâncați tot. Pe farfurie. Cum vreți.
Hai că glumești când nu se ridică de la masă. Every kind of him.
We'll have a little toast to Romanian hospitality.
Having eaten like a king, it's time for Hamilton's message home.
Ok, Mom, hallelujah! Vezi ce cool arată cu ea, probabil că m-ai văzut cu ea. Vezi, ceva de genul ăsta trebuie să-i faci mie și lui Bob. Da, mie și lui Bob. Ne faci câte ceva, o chestie funny, nu mai poate vă arăși ceva în față sau o floricică pe aici, așa pe asta. Salutări și la Cristi și ne vedem cu bine.
I also have a message from Hamilton's wife, Alina.
Și suntem super încântați că o să aveți musafiri și o să vă transmită ceva de la noi. Mai nu asta, că nu asta e frumoasă. Cu ele merg la biserică, da? Și încă o dată vă pup, vă iubim, vă iubesc și vă aștept în Irlanda.
Irlanda e departe. Și asta datorită țării, datorită României, guvernului și șacalilor, sunt șacali la guvernare. Sunt toți care mai de care pentru ei. Pentru tineret și pentru copiii ăștia, nimeni nu se gândesc la ei. Nu se gândesc la mamele care suferă pentru ei. Noi am trecut, am trăit. Vreau să fac de asta. Am făcut-o.
For me?
Da.
This is for you. My brother asked for you
I think that's
a silly hat.
A silly hat.
And my mother, she doesn't understand
Irish colors.
Să poarte cu drag și să-i poarte noroc. Să-și aducă aminte de mine și să-i aducă noroc.
I've one final thing to do, record a message from Christy and Mum back to Hamilton and Dublin.
Bună, copii! Vă iubește mama. Sunt bucuroasă. Oaspeții sper să fi simțit bine. Eu m-am simțit excelent. Sunt ok. Mă simt foarte bine. Chiar dacă sunt emoționată, mi-a căzut și ochelarii de emoție. Vă iubesc și numai bine.
Ești super în fața mea. Dumnezeul meu ești. Te iubesc foarte mult și pe tine și pe Alina. Vă transmit multă sănătate, fericire în viață și vă aștept acasă să veniți. Mânca bar mama să vă mănânce.
Brilliant. You like?
Yeah.
They're good form, aren't they?
Yeah.
Your mum is a little upset.